Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create my candy rounds bracelet. I made so many different renditions of this, I can't stop making it. There's different color combinations you can do to get a slightly different look. These versions here are the easier version, so I'm going to be showing you this version today where each section is all pretty much one color, only because it's tricky to figure out how to lay them for that. So that way, if you decide to do this version, you'll be able to do it easily, and I'll explain that in the video. We're also going to be just doing one loom today with an extension. Of course, you can use multiple looms if you wish to get a full wraparound, but I just want to let you know that's what we'll be doing today. The color breakdown for this style of bracelet, you will need approximately 75, depending on the number of extension bands. You will need 13 of the white in the middle. You will need 10 of this baby blue, the opaque part of the baby blue, 12 of the opaque yellow. You will need 9 of the glow-in-the-dark blue, which is right here. You can also see it right there. It's kind of like a jelly. And then 9 of the jelly yellow. So this one's a little trickier. Of course, if you do different color combinations, then the band count will be a little bit different. But total, you will need roughly 75. Without rambling any longer, let's get our bands ready in one C-clip and let's get started. To make this bracelet, you will need to have at least one loom. If you want a full wraparound bracelet like I usually like to do, then you will most likely need 3 looms. I will have the information down below how far down the 3 looms you need to go, because a full 3 looms will be too big. I like it to be 7.5 inches. So just look down below if you need that information. Today we're just using the 1 loom and we'll do extensions at the end. This is about how big the piece is going to come out to be using just the 1 loom. So if you have 2 looms and you want to use 2 looms, you can do that. Then you'll only need a few extension bands. It's completely up to you. So the first bands that we are going to lay is going to be the very center, which is the white on this bracelet here. I'm going to use white again. We're just going to lay 1 in the very center for when we close it up later. And then we're simply going to just go down the center. You will do this until you reach the very end. Take a second, push those down. The next color that we're going to lay is going to be the dark purple that's on this one here. We're going to be alternating between different colors, but the very first band will be that dark purple there, and for this bracelet it will be the dark blue right there. So the ones that sit in the center is what I'm laying first. I'm going to use pink. We're going to skip this very first row right here, come up to the second row, and we're going to lay a horizontal and a horizontal next to it like that. We're going to be laying horizontals going all the way up. The only difference will be whatever color pattern you choose. For this bracelet here, I alternated every other row between the dark purple and the pastel purple. So the next color that we lay right here is going to be whatever color you want this side light purple to be. On this bracelet, it's the same color that we just laid in the middle. So for me, I'm going to use pink again because I want it to be all one color. So I'm going to lay 2 pink again. Now I'm going to go to my next color because I'm going to be alternating between 2 colors just like I did on this bracelet. So my next one will be blue, and lay 2 horizontal blues and lay that same color again. And just to reiterate, if you wanted a color combination like this one where the whole section is not matching, you literally just alternate every single row between 2 colors. So dark purple, light, all the way down. If you want 3 colors, then I would choose a 3rd color right now for this next section. You can play around with many different possibilities here. For me, I'm just going to keep alternating between 2 colors. So I have to do 2 rows of pink and then 2 rows of blue. Now, regardless of how many looms you are using, you do not want to lay any horizontal bands on the very last row. And I'll show you that in 1 second what I mean. So that will be my last horizontal. You want to make sure that you have a center white band going past your last one. So in other words, do not lay one here. Alrighty, so you may want to go through and push that down a little bit. And now we are going to lay some long diagonal bands. On this bracelet here, I alternated between that jelly yellow and the jelly blue, which you really can't see because it's all one section. On this one, it's all the hot pink is what we're laying right now. So you can alternate between colors. You can use the same color. It's completely up to you. For this version, I want to match my sections. So I am going to be using a glow-in-the-dark pink here and a glow-in-the-dark blue. So my first diagonal band is going to be pink because I want it to match this section here. We're going to start from this first pin and we are going to stretch it up 2 and connect it into the middle. So from this one, you go up 2 and then connect it to the middle one. Not the first one, the middle one. It's a long diagonal stretch. We'll do that same thing from the right side. Nice long diagonal stretch. I'll go up to my next section. You're going to skip 1 pin and come to the next one. And now I'm going to go to blue because whatever color the top of my band is connecting to is the color that I want my band to be right now for this color combination. If you're doing this one, it doesn't matter what color you use. But for this one, I need it to match. So I'm going to skip a pin, come up to the next one. And I'm going to do a long diagonal stretch up to that second center peg. I'm going to skip this pin, come up to the next one on either side. Doesn't matter which side you lay it on first. I'm going to go back to my pink. And that's what we're going to do all the way up, skipping every other one and alternating my 2 colors. And this will be my last one that I'm laying right here. And as you can see, it connects to the very end one there. Alrighty, so that is what it should look like right now. We do need to lay some cap bands. So whatever color your diagonal band is the color cap band you're going to lay. So right there where that diagonal band meets, we're going to just do a regular cap band wrapped around 2 times. I use my finger to do it, but you can certainly use your hook. And we're just going to cap the center of every diagonal set, including the last one. I haven't tried making one where the cap band doesn't match, like it's a different color, but I'm sure that would look cool. So that is all the bands that we need to lay for now. We're going to turn our loom around, and now we can start the looping process. So the first thing we're going to do is loop out all of our V's. Now that we turn the loom around, our diagonal bands make a long V. So what we're going to do is go into the cap band and loop them, but we're not going to loop it back to itself. We're going to be looping it to the lower pin closer to ourselves. So we'll push the cap band out of the way. You're going to grab your first diagonal band, which mine is coming from the left, and you're going to do it, connect it diagonally to the one closest to the pin, not back to itself. And we'll do the same thing on the right side, bringing it to the closest pin to the right. We'll come up to the next V, do the same thing. Grab the top band. You're going to bring it to the diagonal pin to the left and do the same on the right. It's very simple. Just don't bring it back to itself. You're bringing it to the one underneath of it. We're going to loop out all of our V's exactly like this. And that was my last one right there. It's so fast just using one loom. It's unbelievable. So that's where we are right now. We'll come back to the beginning. And now we're going to be alternating between two different steps. So we're going to be looping up the very center white. So in this cap band here, you're going to grab, whoops. You're going to go into the cap band, grab the very bottom band, which is my white, bring it forward. And now we need to go into the sides, and we need to loop the horizontal bands, which is my opaque blue right here. And we're just going to bring them into the center on each side. So there's only one band that you're going through right here. Grab your horizontal band, bring it into the center, and do the same on the right side. Bring it into the center. We're going to go back into this center pin, grab the bottom white band, bring it forward. We do not bring in these two horizontal bands. We only do that on every other row. Where this little band is right here, that is the row that we will bring it in. So every other row. So this one we don't do anything with the horizontals. We just go back in that same center pin, grab the very bottom and bring it forward. And now we bring the horizontal band into the center. We'll go back into that same pin. If you're not sure or you can't see, you can turn your loom to the side and you can look right here and see the band that you're grabbing. Make sure you're getting low enough, and there it is. Loop it up. Don't do anything with the horizontals. We're going to loop the bottom band up again. Like so. Now we will bring in our side horizontals to the center. Go into that same pin, bring up the very bottom band. We're going to go into the center again, grab the bottom band, bring it up. We will now bring in the bands to the center, and we will keep doing every other row like this. So continue this. Remember, go up twice. Bring it in the center. This will be the last one that we bring into the center. And don't forget to bring up the very bottom band to the top like that. If you forget that one, your bracelet will fall apart. So make sure you loop that last one up. So now we're going to start our next section of looping. And before we start, I recommend just pushing down on the middle of the bracelet, because it pushes the side bands down a little bit and it makes this next step a lot easier. We're going to stay actually at the top of the loom. I originally did this step way differently, but this way is so much easier. So I'm going to do it the second way that I figured out for you guys. So what we're going to be doing is rearranging some bands, and it will be these long diagonal bands, and specifically that we're going to be moving. So I'm going to grab it from inside like this. And I'm going to take the band off of the pin and then roll it down and reattach it to the pin in front. We'll do the same thing on the left side. So go inside. You can grab it from outside too, but just make sure you're then reattaching it by like bringing your wrist forward, because it gives it a little twist in the band, and that does make a difference. So if I were to just pick this up and then just sit it down, it doesn't give that twist. So I like to pick it up from in here and then roll it forward, and it puts a little twist in it. It's not a huge deal. It's just something I noticed it does lay a little differently if you don't do that. So continue to grab each one of these and bring it down a pin below. The only one we are not going to do that to is the very last one, which is right here. So wherever that first horizontal band is, do not do anything to that long diagonal one. This is what it looks like now. And now we can come to the beginning and start the looping. So we're going to come up to the first row where our horizontal pink is not looped up, and we're simply going to go in the pin and loop it up. Now we'll go inside that pin and grab the top band, which is the one that we just moved down, and we'll loop that up. It's very easy. Go inside that pin, loop it up, and we'll do that all the way up. So you're just grabbing the very top band that's in there and looping it up, and then looping the horizontal band up. The original way that I did it, I'll show you. I'm not going to actually show you, but I'm going to explain it to you. The original way, it was like that. We had to loop the horizontal band up 2 pins to that one, and then you had to go inside, hold the band with one hand, release it, the other band with your hook to get this band, which one is it? This one, to get it to like drop down. But doing it this way is so much easier and less risky. I don't know if any of that made sense, but yeah. So once you did the right side, you do exactly the same thing on the left side, just looping it up and then going in that same pin and grabbing the top band only and looping that up. Very easy. I highly, highly recommend using your hook to remove this entire bracelet off. I meant to say that in the introduction. Because it definitely distorts the bracelet. So, oh, I forgot to say, when you get to the very top one, if you watched me, you'll see that instead of bringing it forward, I brought it to the center to close it up. So on both sides, make sure the very last one, you bring it into the center to close it. I can't believe I forgot to say that. Once you do that, we're going to grab that one band that we left there for closure, and we will bring both ends together and attach our C-clip. Actually, we're not going to attach our C-clip. Where's my mind at today? We're going to slide it onto our hook because we are going to make an extension. So if you have another hook, I highly recommend doing this or attaching the C-clip on there and using that hook and releasing everything with your hook. Both sides. And then I even recommend from the bottom, I hold on to the cap band and I kind of hold it up, and then I release each section with my hook from underneath like this. Trust me, it keeps everything much nicer, cleaner, and tighter. Once you do take that piece off, I like to give it a little bit of a stretch. And that's the piece I have so far. We're going to sit that to the side for a second. And now we are going to make our extension. So I'm just going to use pink bands for this. If you need a lot of extensions, you can stagger your bar here on the end, undo it and stagger it, and then you could lay them diagonally and loop them all up. That will give you more bands to be able to lay. I don't need that many, so I am just going to simply lay them straight like this. And I will just go down to the end of the loom. So once you do that, you'll turn it around. You will get your hook with the bracelet on it. And then you will slide it down and attach those bands onto the loom. And now we will just loop it straight up or in the zigzag, however you decided to lay them. Obviously, you can lay more or less depending on your wrist. And then once you get to the very top, that is where we will attach our C-clip. I'm going to pop it off of here and grab my C-clip. My Band-Aid is not helping me today. And then you'll just attach the other end to the cap band. Like so. And there you have my completed Candy Rounds bracelet. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you enough information to be able to make other color combinations if you so choose. I really do like how they look as well. If you do make my Candy Rounds bracelet, please tag me on Instagram under Loves Loom. I really do enjoy seeing your renditions. And that'll be it for today, you guys. So I do appreciate you watching another video. I'll see you very soon at my next tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye.